Hello Slapafish community, welcome back to another World Tennis Console video. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of the premium Cold War tanks in Era 1. There's really 10 of them, but I'm going to be ranking the 9 because one of them is a reskin, and that is the Chieftain T95. I don't know what the reskin is called. It's a Centennial, but not with sandbags. But anyway. So, there's 9 Cold War Era 1 premium tanks, so let's just go ahead and rank them. And I'm going to be doing this off win ratio from whitestars.com, so yeah. So, the number 9 spot goes to the T100 that has been in 432,514 battles with a win ratio of 47.04%. Now, the T100 really relies on its DPM because it has terrible gun depression at 3.2 degrees of gun depression. So that probably explains why it's so low, why it's on the bottom of this list, because that gun depression is really hard to work with. But if you can work with it, then the gun works magic because it has one of the highest DPMs of Era 1 at 2,935, with its Alpha 440 and its penetration of 302 and premium at 370. Pretty high penetration, gives you enough penetration to go through any tank of Era 1. The aim time is 2.1 seconds, and yeah. So, also, the view range is 505, aim time is 2.9 seconds. I wrote that weird. So anyway, view range is 505 meters, which is the same as the M116, and the camo is the exact same thing as the M116 at 400.96 while moving, and 334.93 meters while sitting still, which is really good camo. That's just base camo. So, speaking of the M116, let's go on to the number 8 spot, which, you guessed it, is the M116, which actually surprises me that this is number 8 on the list. So, the M116, if you don't know, is a Era 1 Western Alliance tank destroyer that is pretty much a Chaffee with a 90mm gun. This tank relies on DPM, mobility, and camo to work really good. The gun does 280 damage per shot. Its penetration is 262 on its standard and 320 on its premium. Enough penetration to go through anything you're going to find. Its reload is 6.5 seconds. Actually, make sure I go with IS4s. So the DPM is 2,584. Aim time is 1.7 and the accuracy is 0.29. Very accurate gun. Its mobility, like I said, also relies on its mobility because some people like to play the M116 as a light tank because it is on a Chaffee hull. So if you do, this tank goes 61.2 forward, 20.9 reverse, and a power to weight ratio of 21.5. I don't recommend playing it as a light tank, but it has the mobility if you want to. Just like the T100, the view range is 505 meters, and the concealment is 400.96 while moving, and 334.93 while sitting still. Really good camo. And it also has 10 degrees of gun depression, unlike the T100. So, yeah. It also has a fully traversable turret. So does the T100. Don't know why I wanted to bring that up, but it did. Also, if you're liking this video, consider subscribing because it's free and it helps out the channel a ton. So, let's move on to the number 7 spot, which is the Era 1 Eastern Alliance medium tank, the M636. So, it has a win ratio of 49.46% with a battle. It's been in 137,160 battles. And this tank pretty much relies on DPM. It has 2,800 DPM, doing 280 alpha per shot. Its penetration is 223 on its standard, 301 on its premium. Good for a medium tank. 6-second reload, 7 degrees of gun depression, 2-second aim time, and 0.29 degrees. 0.29 accuracy. So the gun is what it's the M636 is all about. You get the gun to work, because nothing really else works on this tank. It has weird armor angles, so it may bounce the occasional shot, but don't really rely on the armor. M636 is pretty much just about the gun. So, let's move on to that reskin I was talking about, the Centennial Cheatin' T95, right? Yeah, T95. So this tank has a 49.84% win ratio, 161,388 battles it's been in. It's a Era 1 Western Alliance heavy tank, which is different from World War II, because in World War II, this is a Tier 8 medium tank. So this tank excels at DPM, hold down. Yeah, DPM and hold down, which you're going to see a lot of on this list. So, like I said, let's go over the DPM. So the 2.8, it does 280 damage per shot. Its penetration is 262 on its standard, 304 on its premium, and I must note that it has 90 millimeters of penetration with 370 alpha. So if you get the high explosive to work, with its base reload of 6.4 seconds, that's really going to be nice. It has a DPM of 2,626, aim time is 1.8 seconds. It also has 10 degrees of gun depression to go with that hold down. Its turret armor at the front is 254 millimeters. And your cupola on top is very big, but it is also kind of thick at 152 millimeters. But it's still a weak point, so watch out for that giant cupola on top. So, the number 5 spot is the T55A. It's a Era 1 Eastern Alliance medium tank. It kind of relies on its low profile of the 55A, and kind of the gun and the mobility, but really of the gun. So, actually, I did write the mobility down. So, it goes 57.9 forward, 22.5 reverse with a power to weight ratio of 15.47. Its gun is quite good. I love the T55s, that playstyle of the T55 is really good. Like the Tron 4, I don't like the 5 as much as the 4. But yeah, it does 320 damage per shot. Its penetration is 240 on its standard, 330 on its premium, which I believe that's a heat round. And it has a reload of 7.6 seconds, which only gives it a DPM of 2,525. I say only. It also has only 5 degrees of gun depression. And its turret armor is 200 at the front, 160 at the sides. So let's move on to the number 4 spot, which is the Era 1 Eastern Alliance heavy tank, the WZ-111. It also is the first tank to break the 51% mark and the 50% mark. It has a win ratio of 51.73% with 760,508 battles played. It also has 2,200 hit points. This tank is a heavy tank, so it relies on its armor pretty much, and somewhat of its gun. 2,200 hit points, like I said before. Its turret armor is 230 at the front, 160 at the sides. Its hull armor is pretty angled at 120 millimeters at the front, 80 at the side, so you can side scrape. Your mobility is decent for a heavy tank at 50 forward, and kind of terrible reverse speed at 15. Power to weight ratio is 13.48, so that's going to be quite sluggish, especially climbing up hills. It does 390 damage per shot with its penetration, 248 on its standard, 320 on its premium, and its DPM only cracking 2,126. Now, the number 3 spot is a Era 1 Western Alliance medium tank. This is the only one with the manual siege mode. No, there's 2 tanks in Cold War have manual siege mode. There's the G.I. Joe Wolverine, and there's the T95 E257. This tank has a manual siege mode. It's 1 second transition. It has a win ratio of 52.23% with 593,094 battles played in it. Its gun depression without siege mode is 9 degrees, and when you're in siege mode, it's 14 degrees. Its turret armor is 178, so it can bounce some shots. Also, it's kind of curved, so it can bounce some of the shots when you're using that 14 degrees of gun depression. Anytime it's 1.9 in or out of the siege mode. Accuracy is the same in and out at 0.32. Its reload is, its gun is quite good at 240 on its shell, 240 damage with a 6.1 second reload with a kind of poor, kind of okay DPM at 2,362. Its penetration is 234 on its standard and 300 on its premium. Its forward speed is 56.3, with reverse speed is 24.1. It only goes 24-20 reverse while it's in its siege mode. And it also has a power to weight ratio of 15.17. So, the number 2 spot, surprisingly, is the T95E3. This tank used to hold the number 1 spot for a very long time. This tank is also given out to every new... I'm pretty sure every new player gets the T95E3. I knew that was the case for the past 2 years. I don't know if they changed it. I believe it's still the same, that every new player gets the T95E3 for free, which is great because it's a really good tank. This tank really relies on its deep, pretty much going hull down and trading shots. So, its win ratio is 52.46%, with an amazing amount of battles played in it. 4,761,944 battles played in it, which makes it the easily number 1 place of the most battles. Its turret armor is 250 on the front and 140 on the sides. It does have a cupola that can range from anywhere from 110 to 190 millimeters at the front of its cupola. It has 10 degrees of gun depression. Its accuracy is 0.35 with a 2-second aim time. Its gun, remember how I said the gun, it's also really good on this tank. Helps out the tank when it goes hold down using its 10 degrees of gun depression. It does 390 alpha per shot, but it has a 9.9 second reload with 2,363 DPM. 251 on its standard penetration, 330 on its premium. Power to weight ratio, 13.69, and its forward speed is 56.3. Now, the number 1 spot is now the Imry, a Era 1 Western Alliance medium tank, which was part of the Star Trek collaboration. This tank has a 56.56% win ratio, 4.2 over the T95E3. I believe this is also the least played. Yes, this is by far the least played of the Era 1 premium tanks. It's 71,915 battles. This tank excels at DPM. Well, not DPM. It excels at speed and hold down. And also, that gun is really good. But the DPM is only 2,274 with an alpha of 390, and its base reload is 10.3 seconds. Its speed is what I really love about this tank. It's 67 forward, 24 reverse, and a power to weight ratio of 18.71. This tank zooms around really nice, so it can get into those positions really, really fast. Its gun depression is 10 degrees. Its turret armor is 245 millimeters at the front. Its hull armor is not lacking either, at 150 at the front and 80 at the sides. So it can go hull down. It can get there very fast. So yeah. It also has 1,800 hit points. And also, it can snipe pretty dang good because its shell velocities are really good at 1,450 on its standard, 1,050 on its premium, and 900 on its highest explosive. Speaking of penetration, it's 251 on its standard, 325 on its premium. I played my first match in the Imry. I really liked that tank. That tank was really fun. I was getting a replay up for this video, and oh my goodness, it was really fun. That was my first time ever pulling out the Imry. I was like, wow, this is really good. I really like this. Anyway, guys, that is me ranking every Cold War Era 1 premium tank in the game. If you like this video, better like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember to Slapafish because warriors not, and peace out. See ya.